on that. Here we go. Does anybody want more leads? Raise your hand if you want more leads. Now here's the little trick. You do a solo ad and you get 120 leads and you post the thing on Facebook and you're a lead generating guru and none of them have phone numbers, none of them buy anything, and it was a total waste of money. You do a classified ad, you get 3 leads, they average $80 a piece, 1 buys and is a duplicator. What good is leads? So you're looking for the best leads. So the question is, who would like to find out their best lead source? Okay? We're going to go this way back. Ty, where do you get your best leads? Not necessarily quantity. I'm looking for quality. You don't have to give proprietary if you got the little secret, but throw us a bone.
You know,
and what's the strategy in a nutshell? So in other words, here's the fishing hole, and all you're looking for is a fishing hole. And what's the strategy to reel it in? 60 seconds.
So many people, if I had $1 for every time I heard someone say, my warm market is burned up. And my first question is, can I ask you a question? How many people do you know on Facebook? How many friends do you have on Facebook? 500. So you have nobody to talk to, but you have 500 friends on Facebook. And it's like, if you click a button, info on Facebook, you can actually get someone's phone number. And I've been known to pick up the phone, call someone and say, we're friends on Facebook, but I don't have any clue who you are.
Right.
Who are you? What do you do? How did we get connected? What do and the bottom line is I'm looking for a want, need, or desire. And the magic question for me is, do you keep your options open in terms of earning income outside of what you're currently doing? Which is completely stolen from Falcone, right?
Everything is stolen from Falcone.
Pretty much. But, people don't realize how many people they really know. And Facebook is just such a huge opportunity to really, truly connect with someone from a relationship perspective. The internet marketing is great to create a lot of leads on.
Fun. Very good. Exactly on time. Sherry, tell us, best lead source.
So one of the most important things is to first identify your target market. And there's 2 target markets. Most people get confused. There's one for product and one for business, and they're not always the same. So I realized that my closing ratio and my income was a lot higher when I focused on the business target market, and I found that there was one common denominator in every single sale that I was closing, and that was they were a fan of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So I built my entire strategy around targeting people who read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I became a certified cash flow game facilitator. I taught all my distributors to prospect while walking around with a Rich Dad, Poor Dad book. We would even ride public transportation in the morning and in the evening during commute hours. And people would strike up conversations about that book. We'd show them how to get out of the rat race and get them in the deal. Rich Dad, Poor Dad was our target market.
Interesting. Mr. Force? Now, a little caveat. He's advertised on the Rush Limbaugh show, which was really cool. That's like the cool, it's just, whether you like Rush or not. Force is like mainstream, big deal. Force.
But I would say those are not the best leads.
Those are the worst.
The highest converting lead source that I have found over the years is by far video. Video gives you an option to build a relationship, gives you an option to connect to the kind of intangibles, allows you to build, what you would normally do on the phone or in person, except it's kind of one-dimensional, which is actually pretty cool. And a lot of you can kind of think about that from a celebrity standpoint or any kind of person that you've, admired or looked at for anything. You almost feel like you have a relationship with them before you ever met them. And most times when you meet them, you're like, oh, hi, how are you? And you're kind of almost intimidated to a certain level. It gives you a certain level of edification. And you'll find with edification, it's much easier to close a sale when you have a certain leverage point.
Beautiful. Unstoppable.
Right on. Okay, well, video, absolutely. And this is the reason why I love video. We love video. I've been doing video since the day one we started in this industry 7.5 years ago. And the point is, when somebody sees your video, they know who you are, right? You get to connect with them. You get to give them that feeling of that know, like, and trust. So have you ever had an ad that you place that may be generic and they call you and say, hey, remember you were answering this ad? No, we get to say, hey, it's Rhonda and Brian Swan. Hey, Swans, what's up? How's Panama? They know who we are. So when you utilize video as your benefit to connecting with your prospect, you already have that relationship, and you are able to then get right down to business and have a question to them and ask them truly why they want and really truly dig into it. So video, baby, all day long.
Absolutely.
Very nice, Mr. Go. Oh, sorry, go.
And with the video on YouTube, connecting it through the social media, taking it to the Facebook, connects it even that much further. We always post a video probably every 2 to 3 days, and just showing a little clip about our lifestyle, where we're at, and people can connect and just realize that I'm just some surfer guy. This is the first time I've actually had shoes on. And about shoes. Yeah. And
thank you.
Board shorts. So we're just our what is it? Our business suits are the bathing suits.
Yeah, we wear business suits.
I love it. Very good.
Connection.
Very good, Mr. Gomez.
Okay, so my favorite lead source right now is always pay-per-click. There's lots of, I know there's other guys that do solo ads and blogging and all this stuff. I know pay-per-click. I like pay-per-click. Been able to make it convert very well. The thing I would tell you guys though, it really doesn't matter. I'm going to go different than everybody else. The source of lead doesn't matter so long as you have a proper market to message match. You got who you're talking to, what you're saying, and how you're putting your message in front of that target market. So if you know who you're talking to, you know exactly what the conversation's already going on in that prospect's mind with their pain, and your message speaks to that seamlessly to get them out of their pain point to what you have to offer, then recruiting becomes very profitable into anything you choose to do. So market, message, mechanism, however you put that message in front of them. Diane.
Beautiful. Speaking of beautiful.
I'm an old school marketer in a new school world, and I do demonstrations live where I'll put people on a webinar and I'll show them that I can generate leads and make sales immediately on any social media site, anytime, anywhere. If I can target them, if I can do a search, whether it's Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, I can tickle that prospect and get them on board right away. So I don't care what social media site it is, whatever the new one is next week, I'm in it.
Okay. All right, my friends, we doubled down on this. Diane. Mr. Gomez? Okay. Unstoppable family? Okay. Mr. Force? Sherry? Ooh. Ty? Okay. Sherry? Gomez? Diane? Okay, we got to. We're just tripling it down. That's all there is to it. I didn't even plan on this. Come on now, you guys are scamming me. Here we go. Okay, I had to get permission from Fernie to get permission to ask permission to you for this next question. Did you follow that trail? Here's the deal. I'm pretty sure almost everybody up here has a primary. Okay. At the end of the day, just nod at me a little bit if the primary kind of makes you most of your money. Just a little bit? Just kind of? Okay. So it depends. Here's what I asked Fernie. I said, would it be okay if I asked the panelists to assume that they were on the phone with somebody who had watched their video? They said, okay, now I just need that little tip over. I'm in, just close me on your deal. So, who would like to hear how they close on that last 60 seconds? Like, I'm in, I'm here, I'm ready, but they're looking for a leader, and the leader says, okay, let's go. Hold my hand, here's the transaction page, or whatever it is. So, let me frame it like this. I'm going to kind of ask them to pitch the room on their primary. A little bit, if you got one. And the thing is, with no filter, no PC, this is a generic event, granted, right? But what I want is to see what you guys really say, because people's primary usually make you the most money.